Good morning. Welcome to the Piedmont Unitarian Universalist Church. Piedmont UU sits on the traditional land of the Catawba, Kiowa, and Sugaree peoples. My name is Rihanna Nestwick, and I will be the worship assistant for Reverend Dr. Amy Rio this morning. We are a flourishing, vibrant, and radically welcoming congregation which promotes diversity, inclusion, and social justice. We provide a safe haven for creative intellectual growth, spiritual development, and a deep sense of community for all who join us. We hope our liberal religious values will challenge you to join us as a community that lives boldly and acts justly. To all our visitors and our members, we're very glad you're here in person or with us online. And we hope to see you again. Your presence is a gift to us. Our announcements this Sunday. If you identify as a man, please join the men's group for breakfast on July 25th at 11 a.m. at breakfast time in Concord. Reach out to men's group at puuc.org. That's men's group at puuc.org to let us know you're coming or if you have any questions. New, returning, and prospective volunteers are invited to learn about religious education volunteer opportunities in and outside the classroom and review safe congregation policies. Join us Wednesday, July 22nd, 7 to 8:30 p.m. on Zoom, or Sunday, August 23rd, 2 to 3:30 p.m. at the Salisbury Gathering. To register or with any questions, please email Jennifer at puuc.org. There's Jennifer. And Danielle has an announcement from our social action team.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I wanted to announce You the Vote. We kicked it off on July 5th at our super fun party where we voted that children can have ice cream for breakfast on Mondays. And we now have this flyer that we're handing out, and there's some in the back. It's a schedule of events, more of an FYI, things to look out for, ways to get involved with social action and voting as we lead up to the midterm elections. So the first thing coming up is a class. It's online on Zoom on Tuesdays from 6 to 7:30, or it might have been changed 6:30 to 8. Responding to Christian nationalism. It is a 3-week class course, so 3 classes. It starts next week on July 21st. So if you did not see the announcement and you would like to get a link, we have our social action email here at the bottom, and you can reach out to us. We'll send you the link directly. And so this Responding to Christian Nationalism course is completely optional. However, if you would like to eventually do canvassing, it is required to do canvassing, but you are not signing up for canvassing by doing the course. So thank you all, and I hope to see some of your faces at this Responding to Christian Nationalism course. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Danielle. And Danielle has the flyers at the back, so take a look for those if you're interested. For other important information about our vibrant community, please see your order of service, or if you are on our email list, please check our monthly newsletter and weekly announcements. Whatever brought you to this place at this hour, we welcome you. May you find something that you need, and may you leave richer in spirit than when you arrived.
We light our chalice as a symbol of our hope. Hope to live into a life guided by Spirit. hope to emerge into the fullness of our own being, and hope to create a world where this light shines brightly. I invite you now to please join me in singing the words to the lighting of our chalice, the symbol of our faith. I invite you to please rise and body our spirit for our call to worship, which is found in our bulletin. Please join me as we say together, come into this circle of community. Come into this sacred space. Be not tentative. Bring your whole self. Bring the joy that makes your heart sing. Bring your kindness and compassion. Bring also your sorrow, your pain. Bring your brokenness and your disappointments. Spirit of love and mystery, help us to recognize the spark of the divine that resides within each of us. May we know the joy of wholeness. May we know the joy of being together. Our opening hymn is found in our gray hymnal, number 338, I Seek the Spirit of a Child.
Child,
Please be seated. And I invite any of our children who would like to come forth for our time for all ages to please join us up front.
Hello, friends. We have a bunch of you today. Thank you for joining me here on the carpet. Today, we are going to do a story, Daniel's Good Day by Micah Archer. It is exactly the same author. That's a really good memory. You only have the poem? This is Daniel's Good Day. Oops, let me turn so you can see. Daniel knows many people in his neighborhood. Have a good day, they tell him as he walks to Grandma's house. Excuse me, he says to Mrs. Sanchez, but what makes a good day for you? When the skies are clear so I can paint, she tells him. He sees Emma leading to the park with a kite. What makes a good day for you, Daniel asks. A steady wind, she says. A day in the park with a bench in the shade, his neighbors tell him. A long nap for the babies, the nanny says. What are the babies doing? Crying. May? A please and thank you, says the bus driver. Bees on flowers, the gardener says. Birthdays, said the baker. Wagging tails, the mail carrier says. Ooh, why would the mail carrier like wagging tails? Right, happy dogs instead of scary dogs. The newsstand seller tells him busy sidewalks and friendly faces. Everybody home safe, says the crossing guard. When Daniel gets to Grandma, she tells him, a hug from you makes my good day. See, Grandma? In the afternoon, Daniel walks home with Grandma. The gardener is humming along with the bees. The baker and the sun driver are smiling. The baker and the bus driver are smiling. Emma has found her wind. So what's up here with the wind?
They're all getting their good day.
They are all getting their good days. The babies are sleeping. The couple sits on a shady bench. Lots of people seem to be having a good day everywhere. At home, his mom asks, how was your day, Daniel? I had such a good day. There was a clear sky, a steady wind, a shady bench, a long nap, but not for me. Please and thank yous, bees on flowers, but not at the birthday picnic. Wagging tails, busy sidewalks, friendly faces, hugs from Grandma and from you. And everybody home safe, said Grandma. How about some ice cream on your good day, Daniel? Yes, Daniel says, that will make a perfect day. Ice cream, and it's not even Monday morning for breakfast. So, would you guys like to come and talk about what makes your good day? Y'all like to come talk with me?
My good day was awesome building trains.
Your good day was trains? You built trains?
My good day was just playing with each other.
Video games.
No.
Well, we have lots to talk about today, don't we?
My good day is eating that awesome cake.
when Jennifer first let me know about the possibility of using that book for today's service, and I said, "Oh, we get along great." And I was thinking it was the opposite of one of my son's favorite books, which is Alexander and the Horrible, Terrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. So I'm glad our children today are having a really good day and not an Alexander type day. So at this time, we will move into a time for ritual and sacred sharing, where we share sorrows and joys, concerns and milestones. So for our candles this week, we first light a candle for Teresa and Eric, who attend our Salisbury gathering. They are celebrating 36 years of marriage on Tuesday, and they were married in her mother's garden surrounded by immediate family, with Reverend Dillman Searles of Oak Ridge UU in Tennessee presiding. So please drop them, and Teresa sent this to me. This is the wording she used. So please drop them a huzzah in email, mail, or in person when you see them. So I hope y'all will do that and say huzzah exactly. So. For our next candle, I know those of you who've been a part of our church for a number of years will remember Robin Tanner, who'd been the minister here a number of years ago, and her wife, Anne Marie. And I've received word that Anne Marie has been diagnosed with stage 3 for Alzheimer's. And so we certainly want to remember them in our prayers and send light their way. We also light a candle for peace to prevail in the Middle East, and for our leaders to be guided by visions of peace and not visions of war. For everyone being impacted by the various wildfires around the world, and especially the mass wildfires in Canada. For all who are being impacted by ICE raids and activity. For all areas of violence around the world, and especially the ongoing war in Ukraine. And for our country, that we might continue to do all that we can to be witnesses to hope and advocates for justice and compassion for every person in this country. Now, at this time, you are invited to come forward as you feel led to do so. I invite you to come forward along the far wall. We have our prayer stand where you may fill out a prayer card and place on the stand. You may light your own candle of joy or concern, or you may place a stone in our shared water. We now light a few more candles for the things we hold in our hearts, which remain unspoken, and also for those who are joining us virtually to honor what is in their hearts as well. At this time, we will have a period for quiet rest, meditation, or prayer. I will sound the singing bowl, and then we will have our period of silence. During this time of silence, I invite you to simply relax more fully into your seat, to slow your breath, and to breathe in deeply, inviting into your heart what it is you need this morning. After a time of silence, we will then join together for a musical meditation.
This morning's wisdom reading is selected lyrics from Seven by Taylor Swift. Please picture me in the weeds. Before I learned civility, I used to scream ferociously anytime I wanted. Sweet tea in the summer crossed my heart Won't tell no other, and though I can't recall your face, I still got love for you. Pack your dolls and a sweater. We'll move to India forever. Passed down like folk songs. Our love lasts so long.
Thank you, Rhiannon. So today is the second in our summer sermon series on Taylor Swift songs. So today we are focusing on the song 7. Now this is from the same album as the song we focused on last week, and I thought, I don't think I realized I did that. Well, it's my favorite of all her albums, so that's probably why I'm hung up on songs from folklore. So, now, when this album came out in 2020, during the very lonely and isolated days of the pandemic, I certainly was playing the CD a lot as I sat home by myself. So, 7 is a beautiful song which creates this vision of 2 little 7-year-old girls playing during the wonderful days of summer. Now let's assume it was not 100 plus degrees in that summertime that Swift was remembering. Now I think a lot of us can really relate to this. We can remember some just wonderful, carefree days that we had as children. No schoolwork and lots of free time, perhaps playing in a creek or a pool, making daisy chains, all sorts of games with other children, and just all the different creative ways that children can spend their time. Now, we also know that childhood is by no means always easy. But hopefully, many of us have the kind of good memories that this song can help evoke. Now, one of my favorite stories in the New Testament is about Jesus when he was sitting and teaching, which he was doing so often, and there were some moms who brought their children up to him so that he could bestow a blessing on them. Now, the male disciples tried to shoo the moms and children away because they thought Jesus had far more important people, like grown men, to be associating with. But Jesus stops them. He sees what's going on. He says, "Wait, let the little children come to me." And then he goes on to give a little sermon, and he says that the kingdom of God belongs to children. He is putting children before adults, ahead of adults, which is fairly revolutionary, not just in his time, but throughout most of history. Now, this instance that happened here with the moms and the children actually comes just one chapter after a teaching he is giving, where he is talking about how we need to have the spirit of a child to be part of his movement, a spirit of a child. So obviously his disciples weren't listening, because just the very next few days, they've totally forgotten this part. Now, throughout so much of history, children have been seen as less than a full adult. Now, we've all heard sayings about how children should be seen and not heard, or that strict discipline is the only way the child will learn to obey or learn what is right or wrong. Yet this rabbi from 2,000 years ago saw that children were sacred and of great value, and also had so much to teach the adults. And that's still such an important message for us in today's world. Now, as we think about the joy of a child on a summer day, what does that mean for our own spiritual journey? How does having the spirit of a child enhance our own spiritual journey. How do we have the spirit of a child? I'm going to offer just a few short observations. I think firstly, we can learn to be more fully present in the moment. More fully present in the moment. Now, children are great at being in the here and now. I love the image of a child who's on a swing and they're just enjoying swinging back and forth, present in the moment. They're not stewing over something that's happened the day before or in the past. They're not worrying about what might come the next day. They are simply enjoying this freedom and joy of swinging back and forth in the air. I think as adults, how many times during the day are we not present in the moment? How many times are we attempting to multitask and then we miss something because we're going back and forth between all these different things? Or how many of us are even able to watch a television show and not scroll on another screen at the same time? I know I don't do that well, okay? So I do both those things way too much. I'd like to encourage us as we think about the spirit of a child. The next time we find ourselves enmeshed in distraction, let's put away the things that are leading to our distraction. Let's focus on what is before us and present in the moment, and use all 5 of our senses to be more fully present with the here and now. So to have the spirit of a child, we firstly are present in the moment, and secondly, we find friends wherever we go. In Swift's song, she remembers playing with the girl that she doesn't know anymore as an adult. She's not known in many years. But yet, on that day, for that period of time, that was her friend. Now, how many times have we seen a child make a quick friend? I think I have so many wonderful memories the last 4 years I've been here. And one of my favorite was sometime a couple years ago, and there were a couple children who were new here at church, and someone introduced them, and this one of the children said, "Oh, so-and-so's my friend now." And I thought, yeah, how wonderful, just that easy. That is my new friend. Now, when we make friends, we can think about how it is we want to be connected to that person, how we can support that person, even in small ways, just like, listening when we ask the question, how are you doing today? But thinking about what friendship can add to our lives, especially here in our church community. So many wonderful friendships I see here among our church family, and it just brings joy to my heart. So we can have the spirit of a child, firstly, by being more fully present. Secondly, by making friends. And thirdly, by play. Now, there's this idea that the spiritual life needs to really be serious. We're talking about serious things. Yet play is a very important aspect of the spiritual journey. Having fun and being filled with joy. Alan Watts writes in Zen and the Beat Way, in Hinduism, when they speak of the creation of the universe, they do not call it the work of God. They call it the play of God. The Vishnu Lila meaning play. and they look upon the whole manifestation of all the universes as a play, as a sport, as a kind of dance. Lila perhaps being somewhat related to our own English word, lilt. Lilt. Now, our society has inherited the Protestant work ethic, a phrase I'm sure we've all heard. And in a society propelled by capitalism and money above all else, work is often lifted up as superior to play. I don't know how many times I see heads of companies bragging about how little sleep they have and about how many hours they're putting into their job. Yet play is what will enhance our lives overall. How many of us, when we're towards the end of our lives, looking back, will say, I wish I had worked more hours, right? Don't think I will, right? But how many of us will wish we would have played more? Play is what will enhance our lives and our spiritual journey more than we can even comprehend. And the countercultural aspect of play in this society is what will fill our souls far more than work can. So to have the spirit of a child, we are present in the moment, we make friends, we enjoy play, and lastly, we welcome creativity. Now, children don't know the limits that we adults have imposed on ourselves. Everything is so possible for a child. It's all about going to infinity and beyond. If you've watched Toy Story lately, we ask a child about their dreams and hopes for the future. It's amazing, isn't it? Just all these wonderful ideas and things that may not be possible due to science and physical limitations, but still, the creativity, the joy, the lack of self-imposed limits. Did we have a dream as a child that we let go because we saw limitations or we felt perhaps it wouldn't fit in with the real world? What's a nudge that we might have in our own life right now? A nudge about, oh, well, if I really could do blah, 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 but I know that's just not possible. But a nudge we might have in our life, this possibility for creativity and for going beyond the limits we've imposed on ourselves. How might we incorporate that nudge into our own journeys today? And how might that let our inner divine light flame more fully? Now, as we try to embody a 7-year-old on our spiritual journey, to have the spirit of a child, let's be present in the moment, make friends, play, and embrace creativity. Now, there's one final aspect of the song that I want to mention. Swift's songs often have multiple layers of meaning, and in this song, as she is reflecting on, as an adult, on being a carefree 7-year-old and the joy of the day and her friend at the time, the adult Swift also recognizes signs that her long-ago friend was dealing with abuse. This song is not just a call for us to embrace our own inner child. It's also a call for us to care for the children of our world. Now, as UUs, this is one of our core values. It's part of our covenant to care for the children, not just of our church here, these wonderful faces that we see every Sunday and other times throughout the week. It's not just to care for the children of our community, but also for the whole world. Every child deserves a safe and happy childhood. All children. Children in ICE detention centers, and ones who've lost their parents or guardians or loved ones to ICE. Children dealing with the genocide in Gaza. Adult women who have yet to receive justice from the Epstein ring of trafficking and abuse. Children who have unsafe homes. Children who don't have enough healthy food to eat. Now, we can think of so many ways that our world is failing children. I could go on and on from that very short list I just gave. As justice is one of our core values, and as our covenant specifically mentions children and caring for them, let us renew our commitment today to care for the children, all the children of this world, and to help give them the childhood that every child deserves. There are so many ways we can do this. Even think about the announcements from Danielle with learning about Christian nationalism. And I started teaching about Christian nationalism in a Religion in America class 15 years ago. Some of the mass harm it does to women and children, that ideology. There are so many ways. Those kind of ways, donate to food banks, help. There's just so many ways that we can help the children of our church and our world have better lives. And I invite us today, as we think about how we want to have the spirit of a child, to embrace who we are with our own inner child. Also to embrace the children of this world and to help bring about the joy and beauty of one of those wonderful summer days. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
We know that the financial contributions to this congregation come from sacrifice and hard work. We are so grateful for this and commit together to ensure the funds we gather collectively do a greater good for ourselves and our world than they could have done alone. May there be an offering to sustain and grow the life and mission of this congregation. May we give in love and in hope. This month, we are sharing our offering plate with PFLAG Salisbury Rowan. Founded in 1973, PFLAG is the nation's largest organization dedicated to supporting, educating, and advocating for LGBTQ+ people and those who love them. Our hosts will pass around the baskets, and we ask that you pass the baskets down your row when you receive them. You may place your gift in the baskets as they make their way around the room. And you are always welcome to give online at puuc.org or by texting PUUC to the number 73256. Today's offering will now gratefully be received.
As always, we give thanks for these gifts contained within these baskets and for all the many gifts you offer our beloved community. I invite you now to please rise and body your spirit for our closing hymn found in our great hymnal, number 301, Touch the Earth, Reach the Sky.
Thank
before we extinguish our chalice, I offer thanks for all the many volunteers who've helped make our service possible this morning. I also ask if you are able to, after the service, to take the hymnals back over to the cart near the piano. That's always a big help. So let us pause and take a moment to give thanks, either in our hearts or with words for others to hear, for the things for which we are grateful today.
I'm grateful Carl's out of jail.
Okay, so
There's this, it's a cute story.
a cute story. Okay, there's a cute story, which I look forward to hearing, that Carl is out of jail. Okay. Okay, good trouble. I like to hear that. Okay.
I want to give thanks because I have a job where I get to facilitate play.
Yes, you do. Kat is thankful that she has a job where she can help facilitate play, and yes, the work you do is just so important.
I'm grateful because I've been worried about forgetting so many things, so I went and had an Alzheimer's test, and I don't have Alzheimer's.
Well, good, Gail. All right, Gail is thankful for a positive medical test, and we're thankful too. So,
I'm grateful that I enacted and had the courage to change something.
Gazette was able to act and had the courage to change something. It's wonderful. Yeah.
I'm grateful for speaking with my father yesterday and being able to have my friend Jasmine over for sleepover today.
Oh, good. So, yeah, speaking with your father and having your friend Jasmine too. Good to have you, Chris.
I'm grateful for my friends.
For our friends, yes. Comfortable shoes. Amen to that. Yeah. So especially the older we get, right? So,
I'm grateful for music, especially played so artfully by Anne.
yes. So music, for our online viewers, music and especially so wonderfully played by Anne. Yes. So. Grandchildren. Yes. So.
I'm grateful for 13, 12, 14 volunteers that show up every Sunday.
Yes, Nancy says for all the 12, 13, 14 volunteers who show up here at University every Sunday, and the others we have who show up in Salisbury when we're there too. So, takes a lot of people for all this to happen, so.
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning, yes, yes, so.
System is so nice.
Good. Well, we are thankful for all these things and so much more which we hold in our hearts this morning. I invite us now to go forward, embracing the spirit of a child and sharing that spirit and love with the world around us. We now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light, its warmth, and its meaning with us until we meet again. May we go in peace, believe in peace, create peace wherever we may wander. May it be so. For our closing song, we form a circle. You may hold hands if you would like, or you may simply place your hands on your heart.